on election night he has his BlackBerry underneath the desk and will be commenting on results as they're coming in, and then it starts to get talked about on the programme as well, and you suddenly have quite a nice rounded approach where people know that he's blogging about it, they can see it on the website, they can watch the programme on the website, and it all starts to feel like a much more joined up proposition from the BBC than maybe it has in the past. And other places use them really constructively. The IPM is a new programme from the BBC where we actually gather story suggestions and then they run as a programme on Radio 4 on a Saturday evening. Just talk briefly before I conclude about some of the, so what are the things that how are we going to move? Just a couple of other things about this whole social media stuff and being more open about what we do with our stuff. Just a few examples of this kind of find, play and share approach that the BBC is trying to adopt on the website, which is making it as easy as possible to find our stuff, engage with it, and then if you want to do something else with it, send it on to your mates, basically. So this is an example of basic weather data where you can now use this as an application on Facebook. You can personalise it and bring in weather on a regular basis. We've just started to embed video on the news site. It's just getting underway. The next step will be putting an embed button on the video so that if people want to share the video, they want to give it to their friends, they want to put it on their own space, they'll be free to do that. And that again is a key part of our approach in being more open with our content, letting people take it where they want, and if they want to talk about it somewhere else away from the news site, that's fine by us. Just an aside about this, a phenomenal change now in people's use of video on our site. Now, we're not ahead of the curve here, so I'm not claiming a brownie point. Lots of people have video that's been a better experience than we've had, but for years we put up loads of video. You've clicked on the top right-hand corner of a story, it launches a separate player, it starts buffering, you go on holiday, you come back, it's still buffering, and then when it starts, it's rubbish, it's really bad quality, and you wonder why the hell you ever bothered. And when we did it like that for many years, the average conversion rate from a story to the video was 2%. So one person in 50 who was sufficiently interested to open the story and read it, one person in 50 was thinking, well, actually, I'll look at the video, because they kind of knew it wasn't going to be much fun. Here, the average is now 25%. 1 in 4 people are now looking at our video, and the peak, which was this one, in the first week we did it, 91% of people who read the story looked at the video. It's transformed our approach to video. This is genuinely being our year for video. We've promised it for years. It never has been. This feels like a transformational moment for the way we do video on the news site. And it's changed the way we think about the video we want there. We don't just put up great big 5-minute packages from the 6 o'clock news that repeat everything you've just read on the page. We have to think much more now about commissioning some of the things that we require, re-editing some of the things that we require, going for really short pieces every now and again. But it's really changed the production process in the main newsroom. And one of the benefits of being central in the newsroom again now will be that we can start to drive what we require to go into this prime spot on the news site. Anyway, I digress slightly. Just sharing more information. These are the live stats about the site. We've got more live stats than you can shake a stick at. We can tell people most emailed stories, most looked at stories, most watched videos, and just pushing more of that back out to the audience so they know more about what's happening on the site has become a really important part about us trying to be more open about what's happening on the site. And we, among the plans for the redesigns of the site over the next year will be more ways of offering this kind of insight and giving people those kind of steers about the things that other people on the site are looking at and engaging with. Just finally, on the sort of slightly diverse set of things, this launched today or tomorrow. These are our new topics pages. Again, they're not necessarily we're not the first to do it. Places like the New York Times do it. But for us, it's a great benefit in bringing together in one place all that we have in the BBC around a particular topic. This is China. It's particularly pertinent now because the BBC will be doing loads of China stuff across the next 2 or 3 months. And this topic page will, a mixture of elegant search and some manual oversight, will be bringing together the best of all that the BBC has in one place that can be promoted clearly from any platform as a landing place to go and find more out about China. A much better approach for us as far as finding our content is concerned than having a myriad of different indexes that different people promote. You don't really know where to go for the best of our content. This is bringing it all together, but crucially, as part of that being more part of the web, hopefully, these modules will include a permanent place that's linking out to the most relevant news sites, and it'll also have a blog tracker in it as well, so it'll be bringing in the most relevant blogs from around the web where people are talking about one of the topics. So we're starting with countries, doing them for people and issues. There's about 70 launching today. We should have about 500 by the end of the year, and it should just keep building. But again, just in beta phase now, but an interesting way for us to make ourselves slightly more part of the web and making our content easier to find. So finally, just going back to the participation stuff, I've said that we're strategizing and thinking about it. I think what we'll be doing gradually is taking some of the emphasis away from all the debates we have every day, where we're attracting really heated comment, and we'll still have some of that, but I think the emphasis is going to shift to more of a focus around where we really get added value for our day-to-day content. So really being more intelligent about how we ask for informed comment, how we ask for case studies, how we ask for people who are actually at an event, thinking more about that as the real added value. The thing that really makes a difference for the news site is doing that better and really well, and sharing that content across all of the BBC outlets, rather than devoting too much of our time to moderating lots and lots of debates, because there are lots and lots of debates in lots of other places, and we should be much more prepared to point out to where those other things are happening than thinking that we've got to do them all ourselves. And if we change that emphasis, we can do more around the added value content, which is really what I think we should be about. We won't do, won't be an avalanche of new blogs launching in the next little while. We may just add one or two gradually, as we feel there is a correspondent who has enough to say in a sufficiently interesting part of the world or the UK, and who's committed to doing it in the right way. We'll be much more open about how we link out to other relevant sites and discussions, so it isn't just about what we are doing. I think part of the way to draw the sting of, well, we're not going to have as many debates, thinking a bit more intelligently about really intelligent, meaningful votes to give people a chance to give a quick fix of their view on a particular subject without opening up a huge debate, looking more at quizzes to get people engaged with the news, sharing their quiz results, setting up leagues of friends to sort of compare how they got on in the weekly news quiz. All those kinds of things can make our content more engaging. More sharing, embedding more of our content and allowing people to take it elsewhere is a key part of the plan over the next few months. And sharing more of the data, more of the recommendations to give people a real flavour of what's happening on the site. So that's kind of the way ahead for us. And as far as I'm concerned, the whole participation thing, it's all in all its forms, has transformed the way that we've gone about our business. And my hearty recommendation to those of you who don't already is to embrace this. It's a fantastically dynamic, vibrant community of people who are really passionate and care about what you do and what we do, and we're just needing to come up with the right ways to draw them more into what we're doing day to day, and at the same time be very clear that it's not the only place to do it, and point people off to other places where they can engage as well. But that's kind of a bit of an overview into how we see the weeks and years and months ahead. I hope it's interesting. Thank you for listening.